Okay, we are
We
live on
go.
That's with the Freak Sunday shit show, as I called it before we went on the air. I have Jonny from Small Town Titans. How are you doing tonight, man?
Hanging in there. Doing good.
Hanging in there with all this nonsense going on in the world.
Oh,
Hopefully, we can get some back to
oh
some
yeah.
semblance of normal soon enough.
Yeah,
With the live
absolutely.
music industry, with everything kind of being shut down right now, still.
Yeah, and there's that too. I think there were more pressing things going on this week in America, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think that's where everyone's kind of looking at it too, at least from the music industry standpoint, of maybe hopefully this is a stat. What either way it goes, hopefully somebody will get it done and we can get back out doing what we like to do and being on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure, for sure. I know you guys got a new record coming out this Friday, I believe.
Correct. The ride.
What can you tell me about the record, man?
I can tell you that we weren't sure if it was going to happen the way it did or if it was going to be this year or any of that. But this pandemic made it pretty easy to focus on it.
Yeah.
And then a couple of songs that were written at the end are definitely a reflection of the year. But there's no sad songs.
Yeah.
It's a record about hope. There is one very, very angry song, though. Really angry.
I think we all need that. I think through this whole year, we've all had like moments of we want to be hopeful, and then there's like the fits of rage, and I think everyone's just been up and down. So I think the angry song definitely fits in that.
Yeah. We didn't see each other for 9 weeks at a rehearsal. So when we got in there and started banging around, we actually went live on Facebook without talking to each other musically whatsoever. I just said, guys, let's just go live. Let's just jam. Let's just put it out there because everybody's so damn miserable. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
That's what we did. And 2 songs on the record came out of that jam. And you can hear the riffs if you go back and watch the live video. Like we started writing 2 songs for the record live in front of our fans.
That's really cool.
That's
That is
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think out of everything, at least with everything being shut down, I think at least technology is a savior with that, and seeing how creative everybody gets with the different technology, like doing all the live streams. There's been bands doing like the quarantine jams and stuff. I think that's been pretty cool seeing all that.
There are a lot of pros. Yeah, there's definitely cons, but there's definitely pros to all this technology and social media and all that. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I like seeing like the different live streams too, even though I feel like there's one like every weekend there's always like 10 live streams you could watch.
Yeah.
I think it's cool though to see artists getting creative and trying to get out there though.
Well, yeah, and one opportunity it does give an artist, doing a live stream, you actually get to chat with the fans in the middle of the show. At least that's how we do all of ours. We use we're going through a platform called Veeps through our booking agency. And that allows us to literally chat with our fans in between every song. And that's pretty cool because you can't do that at a real show in front of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing. That's the one plus to playing without a fucking crowd. Am I allowed to curse? Sorry, I curse.
Yeah, no, we encourage cursing here. You're fine.
Fuck yeah, cool, right on.
I opened it by calling it the Sunday shit show, man. Yeah, you're good.
That's true. You did call it the shit show. That's correct.
Oh my god. So obviously with all the crazy technology and stuff like that going on, you guys have been promoting the album a lot and having a great social media presence, which I think is a big thing for bands right now. But how would you say that the fans, I guess, leading up to the record, have kind of the singles that you guys have put out have perceived that as opposed to some of your other releases? Like, do you think that fans are kind of gravitating to the songs that you guys have put out for this record so far more than other like previous releases, or you think it's kind of the same?
No, it's definitely improving. We just keep growing, man. We have our plan in place and we do social media constantly. I do that, and we have marketing going, and we're on a label now, and we just keep growing. Ruffle and Feathers, the latest single, I will say the timing of that seems to be pretty good. The lyrics were written one of the last things we did for the record. I wrote the lyrics for that song, and I just naturally gravitated towards this sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek social media is insane type of vibe. And we put that out right as the election ad started here in the States. And it wasn't completely planned that way, but it totally worked out. And it was sort of deliberate when we decided to pick a single. But that's just me getting some frustration out with this year. And that song's just about the circus that is social media these days. And it's really funny because it's doing well on social media. So
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, it's karma. Hey.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool though. And I always think that's really like karma, like when you see songs like that take off when they're kind of mocking social media. Because like you said, I think social media has its good points, but it also has its bad points where people just get so caught up in it and it's so like obsessive. But I think it's a good way for like to get messages out, but like if people take it to extremes and just going through comment threads all the time, reading it, no matter if it's political or whatever it is, it's like, oh my God, what the fuck is this?
Right. Sidebar, have you seen the documentary on Netflix, The Social Dilemma?
I have. I've seen part of it. I haven't seen all of
it. That was an amazing piece of work. Yeah, totally. I'm no preacher, but I will just say if you're looking for something to watch and you're watching this right now, I highly recommend that if you haven't seen it. And that's sort of where maybe subconsciously the lyrics came for the song, because that thing just makes you want to put down your phone, man.
Yeah, it makes you want to just turn everything off and have nothing to do with social media.
Just go for a walk, go look at the sky. Lay in the grass, just become more of a hippie,
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you, because it's that crazy, like, oh my God, like someone's always watching me. Because like, and I think I even touched on this, like if you're like talking about something and then you go on Facebook and it's like ads for whatever you were talking about, it's like, whoa.
Which is so funny because it's a blessing and a curse, because for a small band like us, I shouldn't say small band, a up and coming band, what I meant to say was small business, really. A small business like us, we use that to our advantage all the time. It's amazing for a small business and anybody up and coming in any field whatsoever to utilize a platform like Facebook ads and laser focus your targeting on the people you want to, we can find you. We can find people that now, thanks to Facebook, knowing everything about us, we can find out pretty easily who we think is going to like our band and target them. And that's really cool. The flip side of that is exactly what you just said. If we talk about a movie right now that's coming out this week or whatever, chances are I'm going to see ads for it on my Facebook news feed as soon as we get off this freaking interview.
Yeah.
That's very scary.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a double-edged sword, man.
Yeah, it's like almost like wiretapping in a weird way. It's really bizarre to kind of see that. But like you said, it's cool because sometimes you get introduced to things that you normally wouldn't see or not know of, but it's also still like, oh my God, this is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, for me, I think it's about moderation. It's like anything else, man.
Yeah.
I can have one beer, I could have 9. I'm going to have 1. You know what I mean? At least today. You can be on social media for hours and hours and hours, or you could, I have a limit. I have a setting on my phone. After 1 hour, it tells me to get out of there. And sometimes I don't even hit that now. I'm doing my best daily to try and cut back. And it's hard. I got to admit, like, especially this year because of the pandemic, COVID, that's sort of, for many people, the only way to communicate.
Yeah.
It's still very hard to see people in person. You're certainly not doing it all the time. And so that's just adding to this anxiety and depression and all this stuff that's attached to the smartphone and social media. It's very difficult, but I think if you try to keep it in check, it's healthy. I heard on a podcast, somebody they compared it to mental diabetes. And I thought that was really interesting.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
That you can have processed food. We've all had that, and if you have it all the time, it's not good for your body. Same thing with your mind. If you have processed information that's just sent, it's meant to fit this box, and it's for this audience or that audience, and you just digest that and you don't really like try to learn more about everything around you, it's making you sick too. I think that's 100% true. And I
Yeah,
think
I think that's
we're
a really good
just
way to put
tapping
it,
into
too.
that, right? Yeah. When I heard the analogy, I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And we're just getting started, I think, with tapping into that,
Mhm.
with what it's doing to our brains. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'll try not. Let's try to stay positive on here. We're talking, and it is what it is,
No,
man.
no, you're good. No, that's actually really interesting because I've never even thought of it like that. Like, it is kind of like
Yeah,
mental diabetes, though.
it kind of is, man. Like, and the thing is, in a band, when we would be in the van or the bus going down the road on tour,
Mhm.
sometimes all you would have is your damn phone,
No, it's true. It's
and
100.
you just do it. You're just sitting there and you're going like this for hours because like you're in Arkansas and you don't have anything else to fucking do,
Yeah.
and that's not good,
Yeah. No, I
and
totally
that's
agree.
then I bought a Nintendo Switch so that I could do that instead.
Yeah.
It's much better. I'd much rather be Mario or Link,
Yeah.
and
And be like
collect stuff
scrolling through social media. No, that's
than
true. When you're on the
than
road,
scrolling through an Instagram feed. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, no, when you're on the road, though, it's so like it gets so boring, and like everybody's always like, "Oh, well, you must see such great stuff being on tour." And I'm like, I see like the interstate, a
Yeah.
freaking like truck stop, and the venue. That's it. Like,
You get your memories here and there, but
yeah,
like 85 to 90% of your time is looking at macadam.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
staring at black highways
yeah, yeah.
and
It's
green
just,
signs and eating Wendy's 4 for $4.
yeah, yeah. That's literally it. Or in my case, Taco Bell at like 2 a.m. Like,
Well, that's
yeah,
the thing. Like I'm exaggerating a little on the fast food, but yes, when you're eating late, that's all you can do, man. And
that
that's
is though.
that's one of the suckier things about it. You're usually hungry after a show,
Mm-hmm.
and I think after midnight, our like diet internally in our minds or whatever, our diet goes to complete shit.
Yeah, it really does.
Like you'll
You're
just
just
eat you'll
tired.
just
You
you'll
just
just
want
eat whatever the
food.
fuck you want.
Yeah.
You'll eat a gas station burrito if it'll fucking make you feel good. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
No, no, it's true.
That's not good.
It's true though. You know how it is. You're on the freaking road on tour. You're just like, it's like 2 a.m. You're like, oh God, I'm tired. I need something
Yeah,
to wake me up. I'm gonna get like some spicy ass Doritos
that's
and a
right. Yeah.
Monster Energy drink. Let's fucking go.
And you can try to prepare for that by having like good snacks that'll fill you
Yeah.
up when to crave that. But man, sometimes depending on the day and how long it's
Oh yeah.
been and how much sleep you've had, you're like, you know what, a fucking Wendy's Baconator sounds all right to me.
Yeah. It's like, what day of tour is this now?
So we try to
What?
when we're on the road, we try to work out as much as we can. So
Yeah.
if it's one of those nights, the next morning we're in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
burning that shit off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I usually tried like when I was doing a lot of the photo runs by myself, I would like make a
Mhm.
point to like work out like in my Airbnb or whatever before I left. So like
Nice.
I at least felt better. But I'm so guilty of talking about like I'll just be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna get like one of those bean burritos. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like I've always tried to like find a happy medium and try to like pack snacks and stuff like that. But then I just end up going off at some point on my bullshit. But like you said, happy medium.
Work hard, play hard. I get it. No, I totally get it. We that's something. Work exercise is something too. The band has always just liked. We all three of us like to exercise. So when
Mm-hmm.
we hit the road, it was nice that we had that common ground. We a lot of bands don't know about this, especially when you're just starting out. You can get a black card at Planet Fitness for $20 a month, and
Yeah.
that's you and a guest. So that's for us. That's 2/3 of our band right there for $20 a month.
Yeah.
And you can go. There's Planet Fitnesses all over the country. You can go
Oh
get a
yeah.
good. You can go get a good workout in, and you can get a nice hot shower. And that's important on the road.
Yeah.
And we played with a fair number of bands. I'm not judging. Like everybody's different, and everybody's
Oh
band is different. But we played with a lot of bands that like they're like, oh man, I haven't showered in 3 days, and I'm like, yo, fuck that.
yeah.
we're going
Yeah.
we're going to Planet Fitness tomorrow morning, dude, to get the fucking toxins out and get a nice hot shower. So that was
Yeah.
something we like to do right away. And I think that is very important, because when you're in a band and you're touring, you see the guys for 23 hours out of the day. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
So when I would tell the guys flat out, I would be like half joking, but I would say, guys, when we go into the gym, shut the fuck up. Don't look at me. Don't fucking talk to me. I'm in church. Okay. I'm gonna go hit that treadmill, and then I'm gonna go do this, and I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna get a hot shower, and I'll see you guys in like an hour and a half. And that was tremendous, because it gave everybody a recharge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you come out of there a brand new man. You'd be like, all right, I'm ready for the bullshit today. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that. And even as much as you love doing what you do, no matter what it is, you always need something to kind of like relax you from that. Like, I love being on the road doing photos. There's nothing I love more than it. But even on the road, sometimes it's like, oh shit, I need like a break, or I need like something to kind of like rejoice me, because sometimes you're just like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore.
I mean, yeah, it's weird. I miss it so much.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. But when you're in the middle of a run, sometimes it's like you have like that tired fatigue, and you're just like, oh God.
Yeah, I mean, as I get older, and depending on how much alcohol was consumed the night before, who knows how it's going to go. But usually it's a good feeling. Usually it's like a sense of accomplishment and all of that. The runner's high, as they call it. It's a thing for sure, and I like it. But yeah, I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah. Being on the road's fun though. I miss it so much. I can't wait to get back out there. I
don't know. It's you know how it's like, don't know what you got till it's gone, like the somewhat now cheesy Cinderella song.
Yeah.
It's true though, and it's funny because I know we've all known that, but we've never faced anything like this pandemic ever before in our lives.
Oh, no.
And so you have this, I can't wait to be on the road. Once you're on the road, you can't wait to be home. You have that fucking seesaw thing going on.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to go when we get to go back out. Is it going to take like 2 weeks to go, okay, fuck, I missed my bed? Or are we going to be like, oh my God, I want to be here forever because I remember the year that was 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how is that going to change our perspective on that whole balance of like, I really want to be home, I really want to be on the road? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Because it was weird for me, because I didn't really like stop, because I would bounce from like different camps doing different stuff. So I didn't really stop for like 2 years. Like, I was just constantly doing shit.
Right.
And then when the pandemic happened, I was literally like at a show in Cleveland, and I was like, oh, I just go home now? Like, what do I do? Like, it was so like, you're on that like freaking treadmill effect, and it's like, oh, whoa. And like that abrupt stop, I guess. It's like, oh shit, like I just go home now? Like, what do I do? So I think like for me, I'm gonna be like, let's fucking go. But it's gonna take a while for my body to kind of get used to it, because I was joking the other day, I was like, I feel like an old lady now. Like 2020 has aged me terribly.
I think for me, and I'm just being honest here, man, what the worst part about it, and I'm sorry if this just sounds negative, but it's just the truth, is having that thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
That's gotten so different for me, and my lifestyle. I just, even if it wasn't change, it's a small step to just go play a show somewhere on your rise as a rock and roll band, but you were doing something that day. You know what I mean? Like, you had a thing you were looking forward to. It was an event. It was what you based your day around. And you just did that over and over. And when you yank that out from an artist, that really, really sucks. Like, kind of, right, obviously putting our record out, there's been a lot of work. There's a lot of cool things. That helps. We still get together as a band. We're actually very busy because the record's coming out. But, it's sort of like the event now is like playing video games at night. And that's just crazy, because that used to be the side thing. That was like, because that's how I unwind at night. I play video games for a little bit before I go to bed. I like video games, always have.
Yeah.
Now that's like the main event. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the thing I do because I'm just passing time and going to sleep. Can't wait for tomorrow because I got all this, we're doing this and everything's fucking great. No, it's not. We're still here I feel like nothing's happened with the pandemic in months.
I know.
And now, if anything I see, it says cases are on the rise again. So I'm like, okay, let's just,
It's like, what do I do now? Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's very disheartening.
Yeah, festivals are getting announced, so that's cool. I just wonder how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I think there was sort of this like fantasy style thinking that we were just going to like bam come back. You know what I mean? Like we were going to go from like 0 to 60, because that's almost romantic in a sense. You know what I mean? It's very emotional to think like, oh man, imagine after all this, we go play our local joint or, whatever, and there's hundreds or thousands of people, or the first show you see in an arena and everyone's crying and everyone's got a drink and it's like, holy crap, we're back. And because that sounds amazing, right? But the reality is, I don't think it's going to be like that at all. I think it's going to be very, very, very gradual. It's just going to be like, all right, 20% can come in. Okay, 25. And it's kind of going to be like if you've ever been sick for like a week and you get better so gradually that you don't even realize you're better. And one day you just wake up and you're like, hey, oh God, yeah, I was sick like 8 days ago. I guess I'm not anymore. That's cool. I think it's got to kind of be like that. It's just going to gradually get back to some sense of normal. I mean, not what is normal anymore. I don't know. We've been doing this for so long. Is this now normal? I guess it kind of is. Putting on a mask when you go to the gas station is normal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's scary.
We're just having a chat. I'm just telling you what I think.
No, it's scary. It's scary to think about that, really. Like, and I see some venues are letting in like 20 to 30% capacity, and I totally agree with that.
Right.
That I think it's going to be a gradual thing. Because, like you said, when it first happened, I was like, well, how the hell is this going to happen? Like, are they just going to like everything's going to go back to normal one day? Like, it can't just click and like pow, everything's back to normal. So no, I definitely agree that it's going to be a gradual thing.
Right.
It's just, I think it's more of a timetable that has me anxious.
Yeah. When is it going to move to step 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, because there's like some bands, like I was supposed to do a show this weekend in PA, and it ended up getting canceled just because like the guy's tour ended up getting just canceled due to ticket sales. But like the venues and stuff, they were only doing like, I think it was like 30% capacity or something like that. And it's still like, to have something, like you were saying, something to look forward to, like, oh, okay, like I'm supposed to go to Nashville in like a week and a half. Like, oh, okay, it's cool. I'm so excited I'm going to Nashville, but it's like, okay, is this going to get canceled because of whatever? You know what I mean? Like whether it's the venue getting scared of like the COVID situation or the numbers going up and them shutting the city down or whatever the case may be. It's this weird limbo that we're all in right now where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm excited because this is happening in a safe way, but is this actually going to happen now? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I mean, as far as it looks now, we have a new president, right? So the last I saw,
that's going to affect things too.
Exactly.
For the better or negative, not necessarily saying either way, but how is that going to affect things?
The last thing I saw was he's putting together a plan for COVID on Monday. That's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a little more strict. It would just, seeing what we see, as much as information as there is out there, I just would happen to guess that it's going to be a little more on the strict side. And I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think we could have been strict. I think we could have been stricter about it, but I think we waited too long.
Yeah.
We should have been really strict in the beginning, and it would have sucked, but I don't think we'd be here now. I think we've waited so long that the virus is here. Obviously, it's everywhere. It's now flu season, so it's gonna kick up. I mean, it just sucks.
Yeah,
it just flat out sucks not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's the hardest thing. Once we see the light, I think so many people are going to feel so much better about themselves.
Yeah. If we could be like, okay, spring, like 2021, like, okay, bands can go back out touring. We can definitely be doing this safely, whatever, in fall 2021
because
or whatever.
There's a vaccine coming out at this stage, and by this time it'll be the dominoes would start lying down. It would be like, okay, sweet.
Yeah. And it's like, if we could, like you said, see a light at the end of the tunnel and see something progressing, it could be really cool.
Right.
But right now it's just like the uncertainty, if I can talk. It sucks.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm just like, I freaking like fumbled all over my words, but it's fine.
All right.
But like, it's so shitty. Like, I was supposed to go see Steel Panther a couple weeks ago in Michigan. The show got canceled like 2 days before, and it was like, what the
they
what
tried.
The fuck is this? Yeah, it's like I see bands trying to do stuff, and I think that's very admirable. Even though some people are going to roast me for this because I've gotten into arguments with people online about this. I have my opinions about it.
That's when you get offline. I don't argue with anybody online. I just don't go on. I get out.
You just go on and get out. You're just like, I'm just going to scroll through my feed for like 10 minutes and bounce.
If that,
Yeah.
It's weird because, again, it's that social need. We do need to connect with other people. We're designed that way as human beings. So it's unfortunate that right now, primarily is happening online because there's no doubt. I mean, the things that I see, even just like today, for like 30 fucking seconds, getting on anything, any social media platform, people have completely different personalities sometimes online, or
it's crazy.
A better, I don't know, a better way to, maybe not. I don't. If I don't know you, I don't know you. So maybe not. But I think you know where I'm going with this. You see things that are coming out of people's mouths online. You're like, you would never say that in person to anybody. And that's just where we've gotten to that point. Everybody has their avatar, and they can that person can look however you want and say whatever you want. Like, you can become somebody completely different than who you really are online, and it's just gotten so fucking out of control. It's like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like I see these people being so confrontational online about like different political things or the pandemic or whatever, and I'm like, you are not like that in person at all. Like, you are like, chill out, and you're just like shy as hell. Like, don't try to like come on the internet acting all hard and shit. This is so weird to me.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why people like behind a screen get like that. It's just like, okay, why are you acting like this? I don't understand it.
I think it feels good, It feels good to be mad, right? To an extent, right? Whenever I've gotten mad in life, I try to take that energy and turn it into a positive.
Yeah.
Like if some asshole in this industry says something, just fucks over my band or something like that, I kind of go, I'll show you, motherfucker, and I take that and I channel it into getting shit done to further our career or something like that. It's just an example using the band.
Yeah.
And that feels good, right? Like, you get a little bit of a dopamine kick on that. So that's
I can see that.
It's a healthy way to use anger. That's happening, I think, in really like small bit, like quick little bits of that is happening online with just answering a troll. Like, it'll feel good to tell this motherfucker off. Send. Yeah, I feel fucking good right now. And then it wears off, and you want to do it again. And that's just keeps going and going and going. Media. There's not a single post on the planet anymore that doesn't have a negative comment in it.
Yeah.
It just isn't. And the media doesn't care, because as long as there's a conversation happening, people are clicking on the link, they're getting the ad revenue. It's all fine and good. You just have to be, all you got to do is be, worthy enough to be talked about. It's just wild, because obviously it didn't used to be that way. You used to gossip with people at the bar or the dinner table, and that was it.
Yeah, and now it's just everyone going off.
It's totally different.
Yeah. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I remember back in March, this is actually kind of a funny story. Back in March, I dropped, I did this photo shoot for the podcast to kind of promote it a little bit. And I had people that hadn't talked to me in legitimately 10 years hop on it and be like, oh, this is like so provocative. I don't even know who you are. And I'm like, you haven't talked to me since I was like 16. What the, who are you?
I'm going to be a little bit different at 26.
Yeah. It's like, what?
I grew up.
Yeah, it's like, what is this? Like, I wasn't dressing like this when I was 16, because I was 16. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
I had my first beer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what is this? Like,
Absolutely.
it's so stupid. People just get so like high and mighty on social media. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I try and get away, especially
Yeah.
this week. I really tried to get away this week.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I've been trying to stay off. I've been trying to get better at it.
It's hard. No, but it is hard.
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine, and when I like go stay with them or whatever, I try to turn off my social media a lot and kind of just unwind and kind of be present in whatever I'm doing, so I'm not so like obsessive with it. Because when I'm by myself, I'm always like scrolling through shit. I'm so guilty of that.
Everybody is though. That's the
yeah,
thing. Like,
yeah.
I've seen this happen to me, and it's so you don't think you're addicted to it, but
Mm-hmm.
go out in public, and like just go to dinner with. I mean, it's maybe a fantasy at this point. Excuse me, because of the pandemic. Like you're not going to go out in public and do much of anything. But if there wasn't a pandemic, you go out with a friend, right? Let's say you're getting dinner at a restaurant. See how long it takes till one of you is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna fucking take long, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it happen to me where I'm like, I gotta put it down. Okay, put it down. And then you just start like fidgeting, and you almost are like, what happened? Something happened in the last 4 minutes. Like we're all so guilty of it.
Yeah.
I just saw something today. The average millennial picks up their phone like 157 times.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry, 157 times a day.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Can you crazy. Like that's insanity.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanity. That's just I don't know.
It's a habit. It's a habit, though. It's like one of those safety net things. It's just a
absolutely.
habit.
Like if I don't know what to say to this person in person, I'll just get on my phone. Certainly, somebody commented on my latest photo. You know, it's great. I'm not knocking anybody. It's the world we live in now. It's what's happened.
Yeah.
And I think again, we're back to moderation and trying to cut back on it a little bit. I think that's healthy.
Gotta try to stay in the moderation zone for sure.
But when you get on there, we hope you see our band stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Well, it's such a fucking weird double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. And try to find like a happy medium with everything too. Like try to use, I always try to use social media in a way of where I find different things. Like I'm looking always usually for different photo concepts or different bands to check out and stuff like that. I try to go at it more of that way instead of me arguing with someone over like some COVID pandemic bullshit. Right. You know what I mean? If you use it in a positive way, I think it's very good. But there's, like you said, so many people that use it negatively. It's crazy.
I like to pick Instagram if I'm going to do any of them because I joke with people, you have to take a photo if you want to bitch on Instagram. You know what I mean? You can't just bitch, and you can't there's no links really. I mean, you can put a link in your bio and all of that, but it's not like other social media platforms where you can spread fake news or whatever
you want to call it,
all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, you can just I'm mad because of this. Here's a link I saw today. It makes me mad. Like mad. Like on Instagram, it's like, dude, look at the ocean. It's awesome. I'm like, yeah, it is awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Like, so Instagram's my favorite these days. But yeah, it's nuts, man.
Yeah. Instagram's a really good tool for photographers too, I found. For obvious reasons, it's a photo. There's just always a lot. There's so many different hashtags you can search for to find different like concepts and stuff like that. It's always really cool for me to like just go through and see all that.
Yeah, I like YouTube. I go on YouTube wormholes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fall asleep to YouTube. Absolutely.
Yeah. I used to be really into YouTube and then I kind of just fell out of it. I don't know why. I just like kind of fell out of it.
There's stuff for
Instagram's my shit though. I love Instagram. That's where I do most of like my networking. So I agree with that because I usually just go onto Facebook to like check like 3 things, like check my fan page and then for like Insta media and then bounce.
You can't hate anything on Instagram. You can only heart it, right?
Yeah.
You can only like it. You can't thumb it down. You can't angry emote to it. Like, oh my God, look at us. Not talking about music at all. It's amazing. No, I don't care either. It's all good.
It's a good chats with the freak. It's all good. That's what we do here. We ramble about nonsense.
That's fine. I'll have a good time.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. There is one story that I wanted to get in before I do let you go, though.
Oh, okay.
I found your band a couple years ago when you guys played a show in Maryland with John Five. It was at this fucking barn or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that. That was weird. That was a weirder venue.
Yeah, it was in, I think it was in 2017. And it's crazy because like I hadn't shot like a show in a year, like in probably like 2 years, because I was in college at that point. Like I went to culinary school and I kind of was like, no,
nice.
I don't want anything to do with the music scene. I'm gonna like hide out in my own shit. I'm gonna go like cook till I die. It's whatever. Like I just like want to do my own shit.
Morbid.
Yeah, no, it was though. I just was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna like go work in the fucking food industry. Fuck this. But my friend took me down to that show and I ended up I took like a bunch of photos of John or whatever, and he freaking raved over him. And I actually still do some work for him and different stuff like that. But you guys opened that show, and I always thought that was really cool. And that was kind of how I found you guys, was from you guys opening that show. That's actually where this was from. But yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So that show brought you back into it, and you went and got ink to commemorate the night. That's very cool.
Yeah, that was the first time I had met John, and I kind of just that was 3 years ago, and then I just like went off from there and started doing all this crazy fucking photo shit, and now I'm doing podcasts. So
yeah, I think we were too wild that night, us and John 5, because I think the place closed down like a week later.
Yeah, no, it did, because I was like trying to find it to show my one friend that
bad luck.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, that place was crazy. The bar at that place was really nice, but like the venue was weird.
That was a cool show. We played with John 5 a few times. I actually have a good story here. We did one with him in like a ballroom kind of thing at the edge of PA in Maryland. I can't remember the exact name of the town. The town name was not necessarily where it was. You know what I mean? You know how that is? Like you have a show in Philly, but it's not in Philly. So whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Not that important.
It's in like Glenside, but it's in. They say it's in Philly.
Yeah. So the shows, I believe it was sold out. Tons of people. The stage is rented. All the gear's rented, and we played that night. A band called Silver Tongue played that night, and then John 5. And the PA got too hot or something. I'm not a techie with anything, but we play. I remember it was chaos to play. First of all, bands know this. When you're doing a show and you're not the headlining act and you're dealing with whatever, just different things in tech riders and all that, sometimes it can get pretty crazy. And that night, the stage was fucking small for the opening bands.
Yeah.
And you do your best, right? So we play, Silver Tongue plays, and the system's just fucking hot. Really, really, really hot. John 5 comes in with the band. They start playing. One song in, the PA shuts off. Middle of the show.
I think I've heard this story. I actually think I've heard this story.
They're on stage. I was like, it wasn't extremely expensive to be there, but it wasn't cheap either. And it was there were a lot of people. And in the first song, the PA shut down. So the band is up there playing and there's no sound. And I'm like, holy shit. And they stop, obviously, right? And they collect themselves and they start again. And they get it back on. It does it again.
Oh my God.
First song still. And I see the sound guy, and he's a friend of ours at this point because he's seen the band and loves us and has had us on some of his shows for a couple years. And he's sweating, and he's like, Jesus. I know it's not his fault. Like, he's a very professional person.
Yeah.
It's just the circumstances. And I'm just like, holy fuck, John 5 is not a small dude. Like, is he going to flip the fuck out? Like, what's going to happen here? Is there going to be, is he going to storm off stage? Are people going to fucking flip out? Or are they going to leave? After it happened, either, the second time, he comes back out, John 5, and he grabs a mic that was live, and he just says, hey guys, we're having some technical issues up here. Don't worry, we're going to figure it out. We're not going to leave you empty-handed. If anything happens again, we're just going to go acoustic tonight. And the place cheered, and I was like, wow, John 5 handled that very, very calmly. He didn't pull a diva card. He didn't go like, I'm the fucking guitar player for Rob Zombie. This is bullshit. I'm out. Like, he didn't do any of that.
I love John.
And then they managed to fix it, and they did get the full show. There were that was the most technical difficulties I've ever seen at a show.
Yeah.
Was actually seeing the system shut down twice for the headlining act, and the place is sold out, and you're like, holy fuck, what is going to happen now? There's no show. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then it all worked out. But that was John 5.
Yeah. John's a very calm individual, and everybody that I've like talked to that has met him or been like around him at one of his shows are always like, oh, he's so calm. And it's like he's just like he is the ultimate
so misleading,
dad.
right?
Yeah, he's like the ultimate dad. Like I jokingly call him dad like every time I talk to him because he's just so like chill. Like just like, okay, this is what we're doing now. Like I hope he's not watching this and heard my impression of him. But like he's so calm, and it's cool to see somebody like that has had so much success in their career still be very humble and want to, I guess, help other people and be very personable and not like, oh, don't you know who the fuck I am, you know?
Yeah, and it's so misleading, right? Because like, look at him.
Yeah,
he paints his face. He paints shit on his forehead, and you're like, this guy's satanic. Holy fuck! He's like one of the nicest guys around.
Yeah, you talk to him, and it's like, hello.
Right.
Yeah, he's so calm. I always thought that was so cool about him. Was he's just a very calm individual, and he handles himself very well. And he's definitely one of the best people that I've met doing all this crazy shit. And it's definitely helped me a lot.
I think he just loves guitar, man. Like loves it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when he does his solo stuff, it's not exactly a Rob Zombie show. It's a whole bunch of different shit. And it's a lot of covers, and he's one of the most inventive guitar players I've heard. Like since basically to me, since like Tom Morello, there hasn't been somebody that's taken the guitar and really, really done something different with it. John 5's pretty fucking great.
Oh yeah.
Like, he'll take the input jack out of the guitar and he'll play with the chord on the fretboard. Like he just does shit that's really, really innovative.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the mainstream side of things. There's probably some underground YouTuber that's just unreal that I've never heard of. Because it's always like that now, right? Yeah. But as far as mainstream media goes, like John 5 is one of the most innovative guys out there today, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah. He's incredible. He just dropped that new Live Invasion record too with the Creatures. That was pretty good. I always like hearing his live records because they have a very different sound to them. Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily, they don't sound like the record. They have like their own twist on all of the songs. I really do like that.
Yeah. Totally. He's a live musician for sure, which are the best ones.
Definitely.
The ones meant to play live.
Thank you so much for talking to me tonight, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone checks out Small Town Titans' new record when it drops on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be everywhere you listen to music. We're selling CDs. Oh, this is fun. You'll enjoy this really quickly. We got our CDs. They came to our headquarters, first batch, and there were some mistakes on the CDs.
Uh-oh.
But it's cool. It's like those like sexy, I call them sexy, dangerous rock and roll mistakes.
Oh God.
Like the CD sounds great and everything, but like there's a misspelling in the liner notes and like the logo's a slightly off center. Like there's just little stuff that's not like, oh my God, this is a real problem. We have to send them back. But enough shit that makes it rare. Yeah. Like we're going to get all the issues fixed on the second pressing. So now the first pressing's really fucking rare.
Mm-hmm.
And we went with that. We let our fans know, like, yo, these first 1,000 CDs, when they're gone, they're gone. We have an option to sign them on our store. We started selling them left and right.
Yeah.
Because people are like, I want it. It has mistakes. That's amazing. It's going to be such a rare thing. I fucking need to have it. So that's been really cool. So you can visit our website, go to the store, and you can pre-order the CD. Pre-saving the record helps a lot. That's a concept that I know sounds really dumb because it kind of is, you know.
But it helps with the algorithms and stuff. Everything has its own algorithm anymore.
So pre-saving, for anyone that's listening to this and doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, it sounds kind of redundant because the music's out when it's out, right? It's on YouTube for free. It's going to be on Spotify, Apple Music. Just go listen to it, right? So basically, pre-saving a record is just showing support for the artist. It's no different than buying a CD or a T-shirt, really, in the digital world, because it helps your day one numbers and it helps your team do more things with the artist. If a lot of people pre-save the record, that means first of all, that means you get it automatically sent right to your phone when it comes out. Like you'll get a push notification from Spotify or something like, hey, the record you pre-saved this year. But it helps the band get followers on Spotify. It helps the band grow their numbers all over the DSPs, the digital service platforms, and the labels like that. So if you like a band, you should pre-save their stuff just to show support. It's literally, it's like liking their page or following them on Instagram.
Because those are the numbers that a lot of like the bigger, like the labels, like you were saying, like labels, different. Yeah, like that's what they look at to see like what's going on. Even if you're getting like not question, but like if you're in the running for like a tour, like to open for somebody, they look at your Spotify numbers. Like it's crazy how much like those digital streaming numbers matter. And pre-saving stuff definitely helps somehow like level that algorithm around.
Yeah, well, if you make a bigger splash when anything first comes out, that pushes that, and that goes for like all the social media stuff and Spotify and everything.
Yeah,
that pushes you up the algorithm, right? Like if on day one, 2,000 people listen to our record, just like that, Spotify's going to notice that. That's going to be like a big splash in a little pond, and they're going to go, "Whoa, what happened over here?" We're gonna put that on at the top of people's algorithms on whatever. I mean, it's more complicated than that. And actually,
but that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's the idea. Spotify just said that they're gonna change that yet again, for better or worse, depending on how you look at it. But because things are changing every fucking week in the music industry.
That's just how it is. Yeah,
that's the idea. So the bottom line is, if you like an artist, pre-save their stuff. That's the bottom line. Yeah. So
go pre-save Small Town Titans' new record and show some damn support. Pow! I don't have to see what you're saying on.
Go pre-save us on Spotify and Apple and Amazon and all that good shit.
Yeah, and check out the record once it drops on Friday. I'm very excited for everyone to finally hear it, man. I got it pre-sent to me, but
yeah. I'm glad you dug it. I'm glad. Yeah, that's been nice. We've had pretty good reviews so far. Really good reviews, actually. Everybody that's heard it has been like, "Wow, why have I not heard of these guys yet?" That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really solid record, and I think everyone should check it out. And I will be posting my review of it some point this week.
Cool. Tag us. Let our publicists know. We'll share it. All that good stuff.
Definitely will. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming on and chatting with my crazy ass.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good night, dude.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.